So Shauna, thank you so much for being here. And would you first just introduce yourself and tell everyone your background and what you do?
Yeah. So yes, I'm Shauna, and I've been in transformation work since 2007. And when I came in, I was strictly doing image consulting work. So I was working with individuals on their appearance, behavior, communication skills as it related to the goals they were trying to achieve. And in that 13 plus year evolution, it sort of niched further and further down into more personal brands, which is strongly associated typically with entrepreneurs and business owners. And there was always a new level of depth to get at with transformation work. So what's really interesting about this journey that I've been on is it literally started with the outside tools of image. And over the years, it's like I kept going deeper into my mastery and into my education to get at the deepest layers, which is the subconscious work, which having experienced personally and the profound and very quick effects of that, it was just a no-brainer to then add that as a tool to my coaching practice.
Awesome. Yeah. So you experienced hypnotherapy firsthand with me, actually.
Yeah.
And so then I mentioned to you doing the training. Actually, you reached out to me asking about the training, which is awesome.
Yeah.
What did you what did you like best about my particular training course?
Well, it helped that I knew you, of course. So, but aside from that, having the experience that you've had and the length of time that you've been doing this work was really appealing to me. There's obviously a lot of ways that you can train in this, and being someone who offers training programs as well, in one of my businesses, for me, I really valued mastery. And this to me was not about just getting the tool and the certificate and padding my resume. I really, really wanted to understand this level of work in a way that had the depth I was looking for. And honestly, like your program and the way that it was structured, it was such a no-brainer. It completely offered that. So I would say, if someone's looking to just like get this quickly, you're probably not the best person for that. But if you are really valuing mastery, and especially having you there, that where I could ask questions, and you were speaking specifically to the type of audience that I was working with, that was really important. Because a lot of other programs too, I mean, they include a lot of training, but maybe like 50 to even 80% of that may not even be relevant. And there's a lot of clinical stuff that I will never get in. I mean, never say never, but I will likely never get into. And so it was really nice to be in a program where you also kind of spoke to where we were at and how we were pursuing using it.
Yeah, thank you. I think that's a really great point. And that hypnosis, as you know, it's infinitely applicable. So that's why it's, I market it to all types of coaches. I've had students who now use it in sports, and teachers who are now using it with kids, and, dating coaches, business coach. It's so infinitely applicable, and it's more rewarding for me to teach it in a way where I'm going to see you use it right away, and you've just taken it and run with it. Frankly, from some of the feedback I've gotten from your coaching group members, that you're really making me shine. So tell me how you feel like it's improved or helped you to help your clients.
Oh my gosh. Having so much experience coaching, it was incredibly validating on one hand. Validating in the sense of getting the feedback, and just checking in with a mentor, I mean, on our journey, no matter how advanced you are, is so important. And so you're someone that obviously emulated the same belief systems and value systems that I embody in my business. So the first facet of that was just validation that I am on the right track. I know more than I think I know. I'm doing a lot of things correctly. But you also provided this foundation of, like the science and the academic part of it that is really important. So not only could I, show up and coach someone, but I also had the reasoning for why this works. And so there's that piece. The other side of it then is the tool, and to be able to leave my clients with, maybe it's a track that I custom record for them, or we're getting into some perhaps inner child work, or we're doing things in session. I have now a more robust tool set to pull from, whereas before it was really just strictly coaching, which was Q&A and knowing how to ask the right questions. So it widened that tool set of mine, which makes my job infinitely easier. And then the really excellent thing is I do so much group program stuff that what's important to me is to create shifts and as many interactions with people as possible. And so to be able to use the tool of hypnosis, and as you put it, the art of hypnosis, and then create that element of change underneath the conscious level in my programming has been absolutely profound. I mean, really profound. And that leads to everything, to my bottom line, to my conversions. I mean, everything's been so much easier because I think people feel like they're getting something super tangible along with the coaching.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. And you spoke to something really important, is you are able to not only just one-on-one, but in a group situation, assist people with, the coaching to me is more of the conscious level changes in our behaviors, our thoughts, our habits, but then to be able to assist them at making those changes at the subconscious level to align them with what they're consciously desiring, that's like the gasoline, the rocket fuel on the whole process.
And I think this is a relatively new thing to those offering online programs, to be able to have a tool like that where you're not just showing up in e-courses or whatnot, having conversations. I can then take that hour-long lecture or training that I put together and basically summarize that, put that into a 20-minute recording with the auto suggestions or whatever else I'm doing with it, and then have this beautiful homework that's really like not homework. It should be very relaxing, but it's doing something very profound for them. So it's hitting people at those, multi-dimensions of transformation. And frankly, like I don't know, being in transformation work for as long as I have and having a lot of education behind me, I don't know how you actually create sustainable shifts without doing subconscious work. I mean, you can create very solid temporary shifts, but if you really want to create like a profound, sustained, like successful shift, I don't know how you do that work without getting into the subconscious.
Yeah, I totally agree. And for that reason, thank you so much. You are so eloquent and to the point with the ideas you present here. And this is why I really wanted to teach the hypnosis as a specific tool for coaches, to give them that ability to transform their clients at the subconscious level. Yeah. So, I mean, there are training programs and I do have some people coming in who are more on a therapeutic track. But this is coaching as a profession has just taken off. And if you can be one of those, you're really leading edge, you're cutting edge with what you're doing now as a coach, because there's not a lot of other people doing that. And you have this amazing ability to intuit what those pertinent points are, those aha moments, and then turn that into a custom recording for your people. So that's amazing.
Can give, if it's helpful, to give just a couple examples of challenges that maybe people wouldn't think to use hypnosis and how I'm using it. Would that be helpful?
Yeah, that would be great.
I mean, pricing. How many business owners struggle with increasing their pricing and stepping into a higher level? Especially a lot of people I work with are kind of in a premium level of luxury level of pricing, you know, that making that shift is uncomfortable for a lot of reasons. So it's not like, you know, hypnosis, I think there's a lot of misconceptions about what it's used for. Maybe it's only for trauma, or it's only for your golf game or whatever.
Mhm.
But there's so many day-to-day things where your life could be so much smoother, where you can stay out of overthink. And so like raising your prices is a great one that I do a lot. Overthink with business owners. Procrastination is a big
Mhm.
one. Public speaking,
Yeah.
I have a lot of people resistant to showing up on lives, and they want to be doing that. They want to show up on social media, but every time they come to the camera, they pump the brakes and they get into perfectionism, you know, so very tactical, practical things that my clients are moving through that is tripping them up throughout their day. And I want them in impact, you know, like I
Yeah.
want them serving their clients. I don't want them getting tripped up on this stuff. So having a tool like hypnosis, rather than, you know, in addition to me being their cheerleader to just push them off the cliff to say, just do it, you know, is so helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Those are great examples, and so subtle, but so relatable, because how many of us as entrepreneurs working for ourselves, trying to grow our own business and get our presence and our impact to the next level, have those exact type of challenges, and people even know that they have those things, but either they don't make it a priority. Okay,
Yeah.
I know I'm a procrastinator, I know I have a problem getting out there and being more visible, um, but they just don't see that there's a way to overcome those hidden blocks, the unconscious blocks.
Well, and I think
So
that's important. And like another reason to add this to your tool set is, you know, procrastination's perfect. How many times, and I'm a procrastinator, so I can empathize with this. Like you've probably tried willpower techniques to will yourself out of that habit.
yeah.
And if, you know, and willpower only goes so far. So when the willpower burns out, you know, you're just going to like throw your hands up and go, I guess this is just who I am.
Yeah.
And I just don't think people quite understand exactly what hypnosis is and how powerful it can be for stuff like that. Because like I said, maybe they have some misconception that it's only for this or only for that, when
Yeah.
it's a performance tool, or it can be a lot of things, but it's definitely a performance tool.
Yes, I love that phrase. It is exactly that. It is exactly that. So, um, okay, well, I think that is everything I wanted to ask you. And thank you so much for taking time to be with me. And I'm so happy that we had this work together, and that it's really helping your business to grow and to flourish and to really be distinctly you.
Yeah.
Your offering, your expression, your unique divine gifts to this world are really, I think, just blossoming through this, adding hypnosis to your work. So
I know this sounds like so typical to say, but really it was, I mean, probably top 3 investments in 13 years of business that I could have taken for myself and for my clients. I mean, it's a no-brainer. If you're even remotely thinking about it, like it's made everything easier. And like I said, I can point to tangible, like bottom line results of how it's improved everything. So I'm
awesome.
a big
Thank
fan.
you. Thank you. Thank you.